How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another edition of Fly Like an Eagle podcast, preseason edition, week number 1. I'm with my co-host Zomp to my right and Zach to my bottom center. We are back here finally talking Eagles football. Before we start the show, we're going to have to talk about Deshaun Watson, obviously, because he's always at the center of Eagles talk when it comes to the quarterback controversy. So I want to get Zach's perspective on this when I bring him in, but my perspective on this is simple. Deshaun Watson would be a Philadelphia Eagle if it weren't for these allegations, 110%. The Eagles are not sold on Jalen Hurts, and why do I say that? The fact of the matter is, it was the preseason yesterday. He was 3 for 7 for 52 yards passing. He missed Quez Watkins on the sideline, should have been a walk-in touchdown. Why would you pull him after 2 series in the preseason when you didn't see enough of him? It's simple. They don't want to get the guy hurt because they're still using him as leverage. You know, he's from the Houston area. So if the shit gets cleared up eventually, which it will, unless he's guilty, they're going to trade him immediately. They're not sold on this guy at all, in my opinion. I know that Zach's an Alabama guy. He watched Jalen Hurts. He's probably a big fan of him. Zomp wants to see more out of him. I understand that. But I just don't think the Eagles are sold on him. And it wouldn't shock me, and this is going to be a hot take, it would not shock me if the Eagles started out Joe Flacco as the starter this season. It wouldn't shock me. I'm dead serious. I have not seen enough. Well, actually, I have seen enough to where I feel like Jalen Hurts is that guy that could be a gadget player, but as a franchise quarterback, not even a stopgap quarterback, they know he's not the guy for the long term. And the Eagles are a very fast team. They like to rebuild quick. They want to have their guy quick. They don't want to wait. So if they genuinely believe that Jalen Hurts isn't the guy for the future, they're going to ship him away. They're not even going to wait. And it sucks because Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that you'd want everything else-wise. Leadership, the way he talks, he's very humble, but he's missing the skill. If he had the skill, this guy would be everything you'd want in a quarterback. So I'm going to bring in my dude Zach first because I know Zomp has a lot to say about this. Zach, how do you think about this situation?
All right, first off, I got to give shout out and props to the Albany Empire. They're fighting for the NAL championship today down at the Times Union Center. I will not be going because I'm all involved in preseason. Even though it's only preseason, I want to see Justin Fields. I want to see Trey Lance. I want to see all those guys. So I am not going to the game for the simple fact that I'm going to be hoarding myself with preseason games. That being said, first of all, it's only preseason. Don't read too much into it. Nick Sirianni wants to give us this whole competition thing. Well, guess what? When it's a competition, you get 2 guys that play equal snaps. Jalen Hurts only played 2 series. That tells me, you know what? It's not a real competition. It's Jalen Hurts' job. We just want to give the illusion of competition to get the best out of everybody. I think you've seen it across the board with many other NFL teams. As far as Deshaun Watson, I think you're correct. If there wasn't allegations, this would be one of the highly sought-out quarterbacks. As an Eagles fan, I would love to have a top 3 quarterback in the league. He's top 5, top 3 all-time in the NFL in passer rating, completion percentage, all the good stuff that you want out of quarterback. He is a great leader. I mean, his off-the-field antics, whether they're real or not, obviously when you go to however many massage parlors that you do, there's got to be something there. I can't say what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I'm not going to read too much into it. Innocent until proven guilty here in the state of New York or everywhere in America. But I'm not going to make the trade for him until next year, until some of this stuff gets cleared up. And from the looks of it, it's not going to get cleared up until at least the start of February. So that's a whole season ahead of us. But other than that, we're going to rock with Jalen Hurts, see what we got. If he's good to go, then he's good to go. If not, then we know, and we're going to have plenty of ammunition to go up and get a guy like Sam Howell or Kevin Slovis or one of the top quarterbacks that are going to raise up the ranks in college football like they do every single year, like Joe Burrow, like all these other guys that come out of nowhere magically every single year in college football.
Right, but I want to hit on something before we bring Zomp in. Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, when I'm watching this team on Thursday, Jalen Hurts, is he a problem, in my opinion? Yes. But the team as a whole doesn't look very good. The bright spots on Thursday were Jake Elliott and Milton Williams, possibly Quez Watkins with the burner, but there weren't many positives in my opinion. With Deshaun Watson, I feel like this team would only get maybe 8 wins, possibly. I just don't think the team as a collective whole are very good. I just think that Jalen Hurts, it doesn't help the situation, but if they play him, they're knowingly tanking, in my opinion, because the team just isn't very good. Now I'm going to bring in Zomp, and I want to hear his thoughts and opinions on what we just said, and if you want to add on to that.
First of all, welcome back, guys. It's been a long time. Very excited about this. Listen, I really don't want to entertain this whole Deshaun Watson thing. I guess there is truth to it because every single day there is some new stuff being brought up, new things coming out of the Twitter world and on the internet or whatever. Listen, there's got to be some truth to it, but at the end of the day, it's too much of a risk. And everything that you guys said, especially Zach said, this guy is a tremendous quarterback. He's a leader. He's top 3, top 5 quarterback in the league. Would love to have him. Definitely agree with Kyle that we probably would use this ammunition that we have to get him if he had no allegations. But listen, Jalen Hurts is going to be the starter. Jalen Hurts is going to be here for at least this year. I can't say whether or not they are truly all in on this guy. The only way that I see going forward that Jalen Hurts is going to be the starter for the future is that if he absolutely balls out and absolutely wins football games. Now, everybody knows that the Philadelphia Eagles are, in my opinion, obviously, but some people don't feel that way, that they're rebuilding. It's not a retooling, it's a rebuild. They're trying to get younger. They're trying to get faster. They have new coordinators, new head coach. Like I said, this team is not going to compete for a Super Bowl this year, obviously. But it would be nice to be into games, not get blown out, actually compete. That's what I'm looking for. I want us to actually look like a football team, not like a lost football team. Deshaun Watson, like I said, he would definitely be here, and we probably would have traded 2 first-round picks, possibly 3 first-round picks for this guy if there was no allegations. I admit that. But I just think that until these allegations go away, it's not happening. So like I said, Jalen Hurts has to show that why he was chosen second-round pick. I think Thursday night showed that, number one, and everybody says it, he's a leader and everybody responds to him. I don't watch college football. For those people that don't know, our audience that don't know, I don't watch college football. But based on my reading, based on my assessment, it's, this guy knows exactly how to lead a football team. His players respond to him. I thought he took command of the huddle. I think he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He threw the ball away when there was nothing there. I totally disagree with Kyle, obviously, like I always do, because I think there was a lot more positives than there are negatives. First half, I thought we actually looked like we knew what we were doing on both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively. He didn't miss Quez Watkins, but it showed that at least he has the arm strength to at least from, what was it, like the 5-yard line, the 1-yard line, threw it about, 50 yards down the field, and then some. I think the offensive line, I think our right side is going to be strong. I'm a little concerned about the left side. Jordan Mailata has been very good, but today I've been seeing Josh Sweat. Unless Josh Sweat is that good, he's been killing everybody that's on the left tackle position. Defensively, I thought we played a lot of zone, a lot of vanilla, a lot of vanilla scheme on Thursday night. But I liked what I saw from Anthony Harris. He popped a wide receiver wide open, made a good tackle. I love the push by Milton Williams and the defensive line. All in all, the first half, I was very pleased, and I didn't care about the score, even if it was like 20-0, win or lose. I just thought that we were sound. It looked like we were coached very well. But I have to see more of Jalen Hurts. I have to see more of the offense. I would like to see Miles Sanders get in there. But overall, in our wide receivers, I know that's the topic of conversation. I thought Watkins, he showed his speed, but we have to see this on a consistent basis. Jalen Reagor, he was getting open. In my opinion, did have a drop. He should have caught that ball, even though it was low. But all in all, I thought it was more positive than negative Thursday night.
Yeah, here you said something in the chat in one of our chats, like we're in a group chat. So you want Michael Thomas on this team. You want to trade
Yes.
for him. And that was the one guy
Yes.
you would trade for, especially
Yes.
over Deshaun Watson. And why is that?
Well, no. Hold on. If quarterback is the most important position, let me clear that up. If he
Mhm.
didn't have allegations, I would definitely be all in on Deshaun Watson. Definitely.
Mhm.
But now that to me it's a pipe dream, I just think that this wide receiving core is so young, and I love it that it's young. You know, they're gonna grow old together. But I just feel that I just hope that Quez Watkins is not a flash in the pants. He has to do this on a consistent basis. Travis Fulgham has come out and said, I was playing well last year, and then he admitted, until Alshon Jeffrey came back, then they took me out. So they're not fully into these wide receivers that once was a practice squad player. One is a rookie. One is Jalen Rager is second year. I just feel that we need a wide receiver veteran presence here. Michael Thomas wants out, and I just feel that why not go after this guy? We have the ammunition. He's a top 10 wide receiver in the league. He would help out on the outside. Now, listen, a lot of people say he can't play out and have the speed. I just want a wide receiver presence, not a wide receiver veteran. I'm sorry, not a guy that has been in the league for 5-6 years, but is a fifth wide receiver, fourth wide receiver on a team. I want a solid number one, and that's what Michael Thomas is. Michael Thomas, Quez Watkins, Jalen Rager, Ward. I mean, I think that would work out well, but I wouldn't break the bank for Thomas. I'm talking about maybe a first-round pick and a couple of draft picks. I wouldn't give 2-3 first-round picks. That I would do for Watson, just to clear that up.
Let me ask you a question. Would you trade away our first round pick this year, Devonta Smith, for Michael Thomas?
Wait, say that again?
Would you trade away Devonta Smith, not knowing how he plays in the NFL? Would you trade him away blind for Michael Thomas?
No, because Devonta Smith's his upside is so big that it would cost us. It would be a nightmare for us if this guy becomes what he's supposed to become. You know, and like I said, I'm not a college guy. I mean, that's Zach's expertise over there, you guys. But everything I read about this kid is like he's going to be very good. It might be a Hall of Famer. You never know. So Michael Thomas is already in his career, and as much as I would love to have him, I want to see what Devonta Smith could do.
All right, fair. So Zach, you have anything to rebuttal off of what Zom said?
I agree. I wouldn't trade for Michael Thomas only for the simple fact that we don't know what our quarterback situation is going to look like a year from now. Like I said, there's guys coming up through the college ranks. Somebody mentioned Spencer Rattler. That's another one that could be a name to be on the lookout for. We're going to roll with Jalen Hurts, and we're going to see what we got. We got young guys that are going to try to grow around him. My name that you can't currently see right now, the rent is due. It's something that Jalen Hurts has brought from a leadership standpoint, and all the veterans are buying into it. All the young guys are buying into it. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to win 12 games and go 12-5. It sounds weird saying 12-5, 17-game season, but we're going to be competitive. How competitive? I think very competitive. I just don't know if it's going to translate to wins. And ultimately, I don't want to make that sacrifice and bring in Michael Thomas if I don't know who my starting quarterback is going to be a year or two from now. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to mention names, but if that other guy was here and didn't have that awful year last year, maybe we know, all right, this is supposed to be our franchise guy. Let's bring a true number one guy in like Michael Thomas and see what we got. But that's not the case. We have a second-year quarterback that had 4 starts. And honestly, you know, he has inconsistency issues. We've all seen it. The Quez Watkins throw. He did make some great throws to Dallas Goedert. I thought he did a great job checking the ball down over the middle to Zach Ertz and other things. He led a field goal drive. I thought that was a nice drive by Jalen Hurts. I thought he showed great command, great leadership, especially at the line of scrimmage. But is all that leadership and all those special qualities going to lead to wins? That's the question that needs to get answered this year.
No, listen, I agree 100%.
I agree.
Yeah, and I said maybe 2 months ago, I see this franchise possibly going into full tank mode. Now, I don't know if we're going to be competitive. I am not expecting us to be competitive like you guys are. I'm sorry. I've been watching this team literally my whole life. I'm not saying I'm better fans than you guys are because you guys love this team. But I've been on YouTube since 2011. I've seen the absolute worst, the absolute mediocre, and the best, obviously, with the Super Bowl. This team, in my opinion, how it's shaping up, especially with how I think Jalen Hurts is going to play this year, could possibly be worse than the 2012 team. And that's saying a lot because that 2012 team didn't play with any passion. They didn't have any balls. They didn't have any heart. They were one of the worst teams I've ever watched. But I'm walking up to my seats at the Link on Thursday night, and I'm just looking at like a ton of practice squad talent. I'm like, how the hell is this team going to compete? Like, and Coach Sirianni, like, I don't know if this guy's going to be good or whatnot, but I don't know. I'm not getting good vibes from him at all. I know a lot of people are saying I like him because of the way he talks. He's kind of weird with the way he compares things to like hot dog eating contests and stuff and like rock, paper, scissors. But so far, I'm just not getting that vibe that he's going to be anything special. Now, he is only 38 years old. He's very young. He was under Frank Reich last year. But I don't know. I didn't like the fact that he pulled Jalen Hurts after 2 series when he really didn't show anything, especially in the preseason when, what's going to hurt you? Even if Jalen Hurts gets hurt, like, how's that going to hurt you? You have Joe Flacco that might even be better than him. So it's like, I don't know. I just thought it was a really dumb coaching decision by him. Hopefully he plays more against the Pats. But again, we'll see because we only have 2 more preseason games. There's no more 4. So you really have to assess things as a whole when being the head coach of any football team, not the Philadelphia Eagles. And I just think so far, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing from Nick Sirianni, but it remains to be seen.
Okay, let me rephrase what I was saying to you. Competitive, they're going to compete, put it that way. Doesn't mean they're not going to get blown out some games. Doesn't mean they're only going to win 4 games, 8 games, whatever the case may be. They're going to compete their ass off. And that's one of the things that I do like that Nick Sirianni brings. The problem with this whole coaching staff, and not really an issue, I think it's more of a front office issue, is you take a look at Sean McVay and all these other young guys in their first head coaching jobs. They got veterans on their teams. They brought in Wade Phillips or this guy or that guy that's been there and done that. Who did we bring in for Nick Sirianni? Oh, we brought Jonathan Gannon doing his first job as a defensive coordinator. We brought this guy in, first time being an offensive coordinator. We got a bunch of new guys in new roles and a bunch of young guys on our team that, they need leadership. They need quality head coaching. And we didn't bring any veteran head coaching into our front office and our organization. And I think that's just continues to show the organizational failure between Howie Roseman, between Jeffrey Lurie, and, seeing Carson Wentz at the Colts practice with our old head coach just shows like, hey, there's more going on in this whole front office situation than we were led to believe. And it just continues to show the organizational failures. And I'm all about winning. I think they're about winning, but they want to do it their way. I'm about winning whatever way necessary.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we haven't dealt with a lot of losing here as Philadelphia Eagles fans. Let's be honest. The last, almost 20 years, we've been competitive. Like 2012, even we started that season 3-1. So it's like we haven't dealt with a lot of losing, and we're not used to it. But we could look like the Oakland Raiders for the past 15 years if something doesn't get done. Because let me tell you something. If Jalen Hurts doesn't pan out like I think he won't, you have to rely on the defense. And the defense the other night gave up 400 yards through the ground and the air combined. So it's like it's a little scary, but I'm almost expecting it, And I know Zom's more confident than I am, but, I don't have vibes. I don't have good vibes about this team. I really don't. But, it could be special. Who knows? They could put me on.
I just don't. Listen. I think I'm the most pessimistic out of all 3 of us here. You know what I mean? Okay, but like now it looks like Kyle is being pessimistic. And listen, I understand you've been saying this since day one. I don't think Jalen Hurts is good. That's fine. I have to see it to believe it. What I saw was, yes, it was a very small sample on Thursday night. I wish he would have played. And you're right. There is only 3 preseason games. I expect him. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm going to say, listen, we're playing against the Patriots. We're at home. This is going to be your last game, obviously. I would play all the starters first half, and in the second half, you play Joe Flacco. We've seen enough of Nick Mullins, by the way. Nick Mullins played third I'm sorry?
Stinks. Nick Mullins is terrible.
He's awful. So he could play the third preseason game if all goes well, the second preseason game. If I'm Nick Sirianni, like I said, it looks like everything is vanilla. I'm not going to judge it by like, oh, we look good. We just look like we're organized at least. The first half, I'm talking. Second half, it was abysmal. You had your backups, you had your third stringers, fourth stringers. It looked abysmal. It looked like Jim Schwartz defense when he was out the door. It was very bad. But the first half, I didn't see what a lot of people are being negative about. I saw a lot of drops. I think we would have scored a touchdown on that drive if Zach Ertz catches that third down pass. If Jalen Hurts hits that long deep pass, I mean, there's a lot of positives more than negatives. I just don't see it, and I'm gonna be very unbiased, and I'm gonna see what I said. I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, listen, I thought we sucked. I thought we said. I liked what I saw from the defense. I mean, it was a little bit too much zone for my taste. I'm more of a man-to-man guy, but I know, I want Slay. I expect Slay to play a lot of man. I expect Nelson to play a lot of man. But from what I read about a lot of Jonathan Gannon and their times in Indianapolis, not that he was the defensive coordinator, but a lot of Indianapolis Colts fans say that they played a lot of zone. Now, listen, they kept them out of the end zone. We did have 2 big penalties that cost them 10 yards to push them back. But, like, I don't base wins and losses on preseason. I want to see what Jalen Hurts can do. We all agreed we're not winning the Super Bowl. You said it, I believe, on, I don't know if it was on Twitter or whatever. You said, even if we had, and I'm talking about Kyle, even if we have Deshaun Watson this year, we're still not very good. So then why even talk about it? Why even get after it? Let's see what Jalen Hurts could do. Let's
you want to know
exactly.
Yeah, but I'm sorry for cutting you off, but you want to know why we're talking about that? Because even if Deshaun Watson, let's say he gets suspended for a year, he's turning 26 this month. We'd have him for 8 to 9 years. We'd have our franchise guy. Like, he'd have to get punished, obviously. Then we'd have our guy for years. Jalen Hurts, if you told me, and this is the argument between a lot of Eagles fans, and then I want to stop talking about Deshaun Watson because we're going to get over it, but this is the argument that Eagles fans bring up all the time. What if we send Jalen Hurts away to somewhere like Houston and he balls out and becomes a Pro Bowler? Listen, that's fine. It could happen. But if I'm in the running to get a guaranteed player right now and put him on the Eagles and they're both Pro Bowlers, that's not a bad move. Like, no, I mean, we got a guaranteed piece in Deshaun Watson. And then Jalen Hurts, a guy that I don't think is going to be successful in the NFL. If he turns into a miraculous player, good for him. We have a miraculous player ourselves. So that's why I would make that move without any hesitation. I really wouldn't care.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just on the fence. I just want to watch and see what he does. I like his composure. I like the way he presents himself. I like the way he's always happy. Like, even when Flacco threw that 2-yard pass, the 2-yard screen that took it to the house, he's just genuinely happy guy. But I'm away from that nice guy stuff. I want to win football games. I want a guy. I want a goon. And I believe Jalen Hurts, he's going to get better by the week. After week by week, month by month, I think he's going to be good. I'm not saying he's going to be top 10, top 15 quarterback, but from what I've seen, and I would tell you, he stinks. I would say it. I think right now he's an average quarterback who's trying to be better every single day, and we need to be patient with him. That's all I'm going to say. Let him play the whole year. God willing, he's healthy. Let him play the whole year. And I'm very confident in Joe Flacco as a backup. Very confident. I liked what I saw, what he showed on Thursday night. But what I'm saying is, let Jalen Hurts play out. If this guy actually just could be decent, we could use these picks defensively. Maybe another wide receiver trade. Maybe we could just build up the offensive line again, defensive line. We don't need to always stack up and use this ammunition that we have, because we have a lot of ammunition, especially now Carson Wentz looks like he's going to play and is miraculously healed. If we could get 3 first-round picks and Hurts is actually okay, I think that's a best bet rather than spending 3 first-round picks, 2 first-round picks on Deshaun Watson. If you told me we're going to get Deshaun Watson for only 2 first-round picks and Zach Ertz, okay. But if you're going to spend 3 first-round picks and a lot of draft value, to me, it's not worth it.
All right. Well, yeah, but you always bring up to me, and then I'll read the super chat. You always bring up to me that what's the point of having assets if you don't know how to draft? That's what you always bring up to me, and it's like
that's true too.
Yeah, I don't like to say you flip flop because we're trying to be professional here, but it's like Howie Roseman doesn't know how to draft. So it's like, what's the point? Like, why wouldn't you just ship it all in for a franchise quarterback? Because next year's quarterback class, on paper right now before the college season starts this year, doesn't look very good, And I'm going to read this super chat from Jerry Mayhaus, our first one of the season. I don't think Deshaun Watson wants to come to Philly. Well, I'll bring this fact up. He said he doesn't want to go to a dumpster fire, which right now we are. But at this point in time, I think he would literally go anywhere but Houston. So I think he would change his mind. I think he'd come to Philly. But
I mean,
thank you.
I think Houston is more of a dumpster fire than Philadelphia right now, to be honest with you.
Big time. Their odds are 12-1 to be an over 7-win team this year.
We better win that fucking game. That's all I know. That should be an easy win for the Philadelphia Eagles. And watch Watson somehow play and have 300-400 yards and beat us.
We're playing Houston. We're playing Houston this year?
We're playing Texans.
We are?
Zach?
I don't think so.
I'll have to look it up. I can't
Nah,
remember.
You gotta know this shit. You gotta know this shit.
We don't play the AFC South this year.
I think we play Houston.
Nah, we play
Houston.
No, we play the AFC West
Huh?
this year. We play Kansas City.
We don't play Houston?
Yeah, Kansas City and
Denver. Yeah.
Chargers and everybody else.
Somebody look it up.
Oh yeah, so we're
Look
playing
it
the
up.
AFC West this year. We're playing the AFC West this year, not the South.
Playing Houston. I feel we're playing Houston.
Y'all going to the Eagles versus Bucks game? I probably will be. Zom probably not because he thinks we're going to get blown out every game we play, so he won't come. But we will go to a game this year. We just don't know which one. But yeah, it really depends on how everything goes with the stupid virus that's 16 months in. So we'll see. We're playing
Get your
the Jets.
vaccination, guys. Get your vaccination.
We're playing the Jets in Kansas City this year. So Jets week 18. Week 13, I believe. I thought it was the last game of the season, but that's Dallas.
Yeah, week 13.
Yeah.
Week 13. Okay, so we're playing Jets week 13. But thank you for the super chat again, Jerry.
Oh, we got a nice little preview right into the bye week. At Denver versus the Saints, at the Giants, at the Jets, bye week, and then we finish it up with divisional games. I mean, if we're competitive, there's a chance, but I'm not going to say there's a chance.
Jalen Hurts is another Terrell Pryor. So you're going to say that Jalen Hurts is going to turn into a wide receiver? That'd be
I just
interesting.
don't get. I just don't get. I don't see it. Maybe because you guys watch college, and I know Zach.
You admit it. You admit it. You don't watch.
No. I know Zach's stance. I know your stance. I'm just saying, from what I've seen in his professional career, dating back to last year, I see an NFL quarterback. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Everybody's down on this guy. I don't see it. From what I've seen, I don't see it.
Because every game after the Saints game, he regressed badly. Every single game.
That's not true. No, that's not true. His best game was
against the Washington racial slurs. He fucking did you see that one throw he threw to I think it was Quez Watkins actually. It was miserable. He was crow hopping and everything. It was horrible.
That Washington game was set up for failure from the beginning. You said that he looked bad after the Saints game. I thought his best game was against the Cardinals. Best game was against the Cardinals.
Did you know that the Cardinals finished the season with a 5-game losing streak?
Okay, and
it has a lot to do with it. They were playing bad.
Arizona. We were down, I fucking think, 24-7, brought them back, took the lead. I thought that was his best game, in my opinion.
All right, I guess we'll see. I mean, you could be
see.
right.
I'm just saying, listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say, yo, you were right. You guys were right. I don't see that this guy is a terrible quarterback. Well, you guys, not Zach, but I just don't see it. A lot of people are down on him. I don't see it. So.
All right, I guess we'll see. Eagles have a lot of cap and picks. They will be fine. They went all in like poker on the Super Bowl. I mean, that team was miraculous, man. Like Brett, that team was one of the best teams I've seen actually in NFL history. Like it really was. How everyone played together. Everyone had great chemistry. It was just a miraculous year. It didn't even feel like an Eagles season. Like it really didn't. It felt like something else.
Pulled all the right strings.
Yep.
P-Rob, all of them. Blunt. Everybody brought in happened to work that 1 year, and then he's like, all right, let me just continue to do this every single year, and it hasn't worked since that year.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Eagles for the most part put a good product on the field every single year they do. And that's why I feel like this year is going to be different. And they know it. That's why they're still looking into the whole Deshaun Watson thing with all these allegations. And Brandon Lee Gowden from, I think, Bleeding Green Nation, he said that they're still looking into it, even with him having this human trafficking thing coming down on him now. Like, if you're still looking into a player with all this stuff coming down, you really don't want to roll with Jalen Hurts. Like, really don't want to, So I don't know. Maybe I see things differently, but usually I have a good read on things, and I just don't think they want to roll with them.
Listen, if you're Howie Roseman, listen, I believe there is some truth to this because every day, like I said, there's something new that comes up. But if you're Howie Roseman is not going to pull the trigger unless he's 100% certain that he's not going to go to jail, he's not going to be suspended, or maybe they have a deal in place and say, listen, this year you're probably going to be suspended when you're with Houston, but the next year when you have a clean slate, you come to Philadelphia. Who knows? Howie Roseman is a weasel like that. He's going to find out before he pulls the trigger. Tell me.
100%. Dude, Howie Roseman wants to make a splash because he knows that this year is probably his last year here. You know, we thought it was last year.
He ain't going nowhere. He's not going nowhere.
You sure about that?
He's not going nowhere. Especially
Jeffrey Lurie, delusional.
This team is not going to have 4 games. This team's going to win about 6-7 games this year.
All right, so to stick on this whole Deshaun Watson trade thing, we always talk about the Eagles side about it, but we don't think about the Houston side of it. I think Deshaun Watson has a relatively cost-friendly year this year until really his salary kicks in. I think it's 30+ next year, but I think it's in the 10s to 15s this year. So if I'm the Houston Texans, why am I going to trade Deshaun Watson when he's relatively cost-friendly and all of this stuff surrounding him? People aren't going to want to trade that much. Things get cleared up next year, hopefully in February or January, and then you go out and say, all right, give me 3-4 first-round picks. He still doesn't want to be here. Give me 4 first-round picks. And you know what? They might get it at that point if everything's cleared up. But if he's cost-friendly, I'm going to keep him. I'm going to hold on to him for $15 million for 1 year if I can get 4 first-round picks next year. And that's the Houston side of it. So we always talk about the Eagles side of it, but maybe Houston doesn't want to trade him for that reason because they feel like they're going to get lowballed because of everything surrounding Deshaun Watson.
But when has Houston ever been successful? Do you remember the last time they made a deep run? I mean, I don't. You know, their front office is stupid. That's the perfect front office to finesse. You know, and Howie Roseman, as much as I don't like him, you know, he is the perfect guy to do that. You know, he could get a lot for nothing. And, you know, I just feel like the Eagles will win this one. I really do, especially because the allegations aren't going away. If they really wanted him, they could get him for cheaper than you think. Like, they could get him for like maybe 2 second-rounders and a first. I really think they could. You know, it's not going to cost as much as you think it is because the Houston Texans.
How many times have the Patriots gotten fleeced in a trade? Not very often. So you think Nick Caserio is going to come in from the Patriots organization and say, you know what? My first move as a Houston Texans general manager, player operation, whatever. Oh, I'm going to trade the best quarterback in the league, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, for a bag of Doritos and maybe a bag of Lay's. You know, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So as much as I love your enthusiasm, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but the thing with Deshaun Watson is if you really want to get rid of a circus, which he is right now, you would get rid of him for less than you want. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but if you're asking – Go ahead,
Zach. No, go, Zach. Go.
If you're asking for 4 first rounds, you know, you're not going to get 4 first rounds, but hey, maybe you get 3, or maybe you get 2 first rounds and a couple of second rounds that are conditional, or whatever the case may be. You always go higher than your asking price. When you're selling a car, you want $3,000 for it. You're going to ask for $4,000. The guy's going to talk you down to $3,000, your original asking price. This is what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. And if he only costs $10, $15 million a year, for this year anyways, I'm going to hold on to him for a whole year to try to get as much as I can, even though there's a circus surrounding him.
Hurts is every bit as good as Deshaun Watson and a damn good leader. Why are you guys always dumping on Hurts? He was an elite college football player. He's going to surprise you, bro. Just wait. I mean, he wasn't an elite college football player.
Well, hold on. First of all,
remember Lawrence was an elite college football player.
Yeah, I can't, like I said, I can't talk about college, but I never said, I'm not dumping on Hurts. I'm actually pro Hurts.
I'm dumping on Hurts.
No, yeah, but I'm saying I'm pro Hurts right now because I'm going to give the guy a chance, but he's every bit good as, no, he's not Deshaun Watson. But like I said, what happens though, let's say this year, what is it that you have to see? And anybody could answer this. What is this? Maybe more Kyle, because I don't understand the hate. What is it that you have to see to say, okay, Hurts is my starting quarterback? That we don't have to get rid of our draft capital for Deshaun Watson or quarterback. What do you want to see that he checks it off and say, okay?
Number 1, consistency. Number 2, long passes down the field.
Okay, but
I don't care about wins. I don't care about wins.
When you say consistency, You're saying he's got to put up 250, 300 yards every year. Like, what's consistency to you?
All right, so consistency to me, because I know he's more of an option player. He likes to run more than he throws, in my opinion, especially in this league. He needs to put up at least 200 yards passing per game and maybe 75 to 100 yards rushing. That would be consistency for me. And honestly, if he could do that, then maybe I'll change my mind. But I want to see him throw some darts through the air. That's what I really want to see.
But I got a question.
Yeah, go Zach.
I got a question for Kyle. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I thought we had a conversation about Tim Tebow and how you said he's a winner. And if I'm correctly stating our conversation, Jalen Hurts could be a Tim Tebow type of guy. Great leadership. The stats aren't always mind-blowing, but he finds a way to win or finds a way to be competitive. The defense keeps him in a game, and he makes those magical runs or throws down the stretch of a game, and it could lead to wins. What then? Do you still want him? Do you want to get rid of him? What do you do then?
All right, let me get to this comment first. He's like, what do you mean about wins? I know we're not going to win many football games this year, all right? So I want to see if Jalen Hurts is going to be our guy going down the road. I know this year is going to be bad. I just know it as a fan. I know it's going to be a bad year. So I'm looking for next year when we have all of our assets, when we have $208 million in cap next year, which is a lot. We could go into free agency, get a ton of players. That's what I mean when I say I don't care about wins this year, because I know we're not going to win football games. We're not going to win many of them. So I want to see if we could have our guy, if Jalen Hurts is our guy down the road, that would be great, because then we could build around him, But when I say I don't care about wins, I don't mean like I hope the team loses. I'm still going to watch. I just know we're not going to win many football games. As a realistic fan, I just know it, and that's basically what I meant. But going back to what Zach was saying, he was doing a comparison of Tim Tebow winning to Jalen Hurts. Well, Tim Tebow was one of the best college football players ever. That didn't translate into the NFL game. All right. So if he's one of the best college football players ever and Jalen Hurts is not, what does that mean? What does that tell you? Tim Tebow's game couldn't translate to the NFL, and he was great in college. Jalen Hurts wasn't great in college. You think he's going to be better at the NFL level than he was in college? I don't. I mean, a lot of people think that – a lot of people believe in the Easter Bunny, like Zomp says. A lot of people believe in Santa Claus, They're not real. Hate to break it to you. If there's like a 5-year-old watching this right now, they ain't real. So you guys can believe in whatever you want. He's a winner. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he's a winner. He played at 2 successful schools, and he got pulled in the biggest game of his life for a freshman. And then when he won the SEC championship game against Georgia, he came in at halftime for an injured Tua. Georgia's defense wasn't prepared to play Hurts. And that's usually how you win games. They're 2 different QBs. So it's like, I hate all these comparisons about they're both winners. They're not. Tim Tebow was a winner, like a legit winner. When he lost the Sugar Bowl, he was crying. He was a winner. Jalen Hurts is a nice guy, a leader. Doesn't have the skill. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm probably not. Just what I say to that.
All right, so a couple of things that I want to say. First of all, going into that championship game against Georgia, both quarterbacks knew the situation that might unfold at halftime. So it wasn't like Jalen Hurts was yanked. It was, hey, if they show this kind of signs on the defensive side of the ball and they stop our offense from moving, we're going to have to go with Tua. So it wasn't literally like he was just yanked out of nowhere. He was pulled from the game, but putting context around it, because that's exactly what happened. I'm stating facts. I'm stating what actually happened. Now, as far as the whole Santa Claus comment, yeah, maybe quote-unquote Santa Claus isn't real, but the idea of Santa Claus is real. The idea of Jalen Hurts being a winner is real. He went 26-4, or whatever the case may be in college football. Maybe he wasn't Cam Newton of college football or Lamar Jackson of college football, but he was a very, 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 very good college football player that was number 2 in the Heisman voting. So let's not act like he was some bum in college football. He did happen to have a great offensive head coach in Oklahoma, and yeah, he produced pretty well at Alabama as well. So the whole Santa Claus idea, that's Jalen Hurts in a nutshell. He could be real. The idea of him is real.
But in the end, we all know he's not. Yeah, I mean, I just completely disagree. It's such a fucked up situation to have Jalen Hurts be our starter right now. But, I could be wrong. Like I keep saying, I could be wrong. But I just don't think I will be. But who did he lose? Who did he lose out to that Heisman? Was it Lamar? I think it was Lamar Jackson, if I'm not mistaken.
Fuck you guys for talking about college ball. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know, Zom, but it's something you have to tackle, especially
Like
when you
pollution to my fucking ears, this shit.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Tebow's the best college QB.
Why can't we talk about my cousin Nick Sirianni, man?
All right, let's talk about your cousin Nick Sirianni. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in Nick Sirianni leading this team this year?
He's fucking Italian. What do you guys fucking think is gonna happen, baby? We're gonna fucking win ball games, baby. No, seriously, listen.
He's Italian. Does that make him a pervert?
Brother Cuomo.
Anyways, so
that was a good one, Zach.
I think the team responds to Nick Sirianni. I love the fact that this guy has Miles Sanders shirts on, Brandon Graham shirts on, Harold Carmichael shirts on, Donovan McNair shirts on. He shows that he's all about the culture. I love it. I feel like even on Thursday night, it was like a refresh. They were all refreshed about new ideas and a new system. And I just think, I mean, from what I see, like, listen, I hate dealing with preseason, but it's just, I feel like there's a lot more positive than negative. And from the minute that we signed Nick Sirianni, whether it was the fans bashing him or whatever, till now, I think he's super confident more now than he was before. I think a lot of people are getting acclimated to him. And I really believe that, you know, being that, you know, he's younger, he's going to have brighter ideas. I love the fact, absolutely love the fact, because he is calling the plays, supposedly. Is that correct? That's what I heard, that he's calling the plays. That this guy at the 1 yard line called for a deep ball. I absolutely love it. Where Andy Reid and all these coaches, Doug Peterson, draw a play just to get out of the end zone. Go deep, and he tried. And it would have worked if Jalen Hurts would have connected. I absolutely love that aggressiveness.
Exactly.
And that's what I expect during the year. And we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, exactly. You would think that he'd play for another series if he didn't like the play.
I agree with you there. He should have played more series. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm not leaving out the option that they possibly start Joe Flacco week 1. Everyone's saying it's not a competition. Well, in my opinion, I think it's a secret competition. I genuinely do, because any NFL coach realizes that Jalen Hurts might not be the answer. And if you're trying to win football games and not tank, you would play the better option. And Joe Flacco looked night and day better. He really did. Like, it wasn't even close, in my opinion. Even that 2-yard slant looked more crisp than what Jalen Hurts did. I mean, I'm being serious.
You think the front office is going to allow Joe Flacco to start week 1? It's not going to happen.
He's a Super Bowl champ.
Not going to happen.
I think you're absolutely insane. Kyle is absolutely insane.
I know
Nick Sirianni to be another puppet. That's what they did. They picked another puppet, a young guy that they can try to control, that get his first head coaching job. And if he wants a second one, he's going to do whatever the front office says. So they're not going to allow Joe Flacco to start week 1. It's going to be Jalen Hurts until proven otherwise.
Yep.
I agree, Zach.
Of course you
agree. Damn it.
You guys are Jalen Hurts fanboys. I'm an Eagles fanboy.
No, I'm not that a fan. I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, Jesus.
What benefit of the doubt has he shown you, though? Like, he doesn't show you anything.
Thursday night, like I said.
Okay, but
go
4 games.
Zach, show.
It's 4 games. Sorry, 4 games.
That's a lot.
If we go off 4 games, Matt Flynn is the greatest quarterback of all time. If we go off 4 games.
All right, I always say, whenever I'm assessing an Eagles team, it takes me 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks in the season, to see if the team is good or not. All right, and I'm going to use that concept going into this season as well. But Jalen Hurts played a quarter of the season last year, and you're saying that's not enough time? He played a quarter.
Dude.
That's a lot.
No.
He played 4 games last year.
Same way Matt Flynn played 4 games. The Seahawks saw enough to sign him to that huge deal. And then guess what? Russell Wilson started.
He didn't only play 4 games. He played 4 games without pressure because he knew that the season was lost.
And he played 4 games starting without practice, without taking the reps with the ones, without doing all that stuff. And he was very impressive against the Saints, and he was very impressive against Arizona. I don't care. Arizona stunk.
Without Drew Brees.
Also, let's remember preseason.
What does that have to do against the defense?
If Drew Brees plays that game.
We lose.
Okay.
Yes, but what I'm saying is I'm looking at offensively against their defense. Drew Brees doesn't play defense. I'm basing it off that.
Yeah.
I don't care even if we won or lost that game. Arizona, everybody says, oh, the defense sucked. We were down 24-7. He brought us back. Still, it was impressive. The Dallas game, absolutely, but the whole team was bad against
Dreadful.
Dallas. That Washington game, everybody was dreadful, and I think Doug Peterson didn't have them prepared because he says he knew he was going to put that bill in. And it was
I think Doug
Peterson knew
he was leaving. I think he knew he was
that's
leaving.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that last game, it was dreadful on all counts. Even the Dallas game was dreadful on everybody's part. I'm just saying, give this guy a chance, and it doesn't look like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's composed. He's a leader. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Threw the ball away. I like the swag. Give him a chance, this guy.
We have to give him a chance because we have no choice unless they bring in the guy that has all the cases right now.
And then God forbid he gets hurt or he really is that bad that he gets benched, like you said. Joe Flacco, I have every bit of confidence in him that he could at least make us competent until we figure out what's going on with the quarterback situation.
That's one thing I'll back Jalen Hurts on. He's not a turnover machine. He's actually very smart with the ball, a little bit too conservative with the ball, which is another thing I don't like. He's not a turnover machine. He's actually
people are just picking. Oh, Jalen Hurts, I don't like him because he has a mustache, or Nick Sirianni has Ken Cole shoes. Like it's retarded.
He's too Italian for me.
It's just dumb. It's just stupid. Like just watch with your eyes. The first half, to me, I thought we played really well. I don't know.
I will say, guys, take everything you see in the preseason with a grain of salt. Must I remind you of Sammy Sleeves and also the 2008 Lions who went 4-0 in preseason and then went to go on to lose 16 straight games in the regular season.
I agree. I agree with you, Zach. That's right. It's true. We got to pump the brakes too.
Sammy Sleeves lit it up against Green Bay, and then he was out of time.
I actually watched that first half the other day. I was bored. I don't know why I was watching it. It was so good.
No, you were a huge boy.
Did you guys see the comment? I forgot who it was. I don't know what it was. I read it today. They said, it was Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox said, no, I'm sorry. Fletcher Cox or Brandon Graham? They said that Jonathan Gannon's defense looks a little similar to what we did with Chip Kelly. I
think it was Cox.
I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, the up-tempo was a little bit too much with Chip Kelly, especially when our defense wasn't doing much.
We played a whole lot of zone, man.
Yeah, Josh, a lot of people.
The energy around this team, though. I like the energy around this team.
Yeah.
That's why I chose the rent is due. The veterans are buying in. The young guys are buying in. It may not lead to wins, but it's nice to see everybody buying in and bringing that energy that they used to love football back to I love football. So it's good to see. Lane Johnson talking about it, wearing a rent is due hat. Rodney McLeod can't wait to get on the field, feeling that energy. All these older guys that you thought, hey, maybe they're past their prime. Maybe we should trade them while we can still get some stuff. They're buying in 100%, whether, they should be or not, that remains to be seen. But at least they're buying in and they're going all in on the process because that's ultimately what leads to wins is process. If you prepare to win, then that's great. If you don't prepare to win, you prepare to fail.
A lot of people are high on Josh Sweat. I'm pretty sure you guys are two of them. He could be a monster.
I think he should be the starter this year.
I think Milton Williams is going to be really good.
I think Derek
really
Barnett's got to go. I think he sucks.
Yeah, but he's a Super Bowl hero. So, all right, Joey Shake 72. He's growing by the day. Go sub him up. Missed the pod. Hurts been overthrown today at practice and Quez at the game. I need to see more. Hopefully he gets more reps. Like I said before, go sub up Joey Shakes. He has a Philly 500, great Eagles content creator. He's a very hard worker. We're going to have him on the show one day, hopefully. But yeah, go sub him up. And listen, the whole thing about Jalen Hurts is a lot of Eagles content creators are kind of on the fence. Some of them love him. Some of them are like about him. I'm one that absolutely despises him right now. I just don't think he's good. But yeah, he overthrows everyone in practice, but it is practice. That's what you're at practice for, to get better. But I want to see a lot more from him come the Pats game. I think the Pats game, like Zomp said, the first half he needs to play. I think so. But yeah, go sub him up. Yes, energy is great, and Hurts is leading the pack. Draft grades so far, boys. You think we will see Dickerson anytime soon? No. I don't think we're going to see Landon Dickerson until next year because Jason Kelce is your center, and eventually I feel like they're going to move Landon Dickerson into the center spot.
Maybe. Herbert played really well in center, by the way, Thursday night, if you really watched. My opinion. I don't know if you'll agree, Zach.
Wait, who was
The
that?
whole
You kind
backup
of
unit on the offensive line played good.
That's what I thought. Nate Herbert played center. Kyle. I thought he held
Well,
himself
yeah,
better than he was at guard. To be honest with you,
Well, Herbig, he played good last year. So
he was all right, but I think he was better at center. But Dillard,
yeah.
gotta go.
All right, I would never bet money on it, but thanks. Great podcast. Let me tell you, you guys are the best. Thank you guys for tuning in, helping us make the show what it is. We'll be back every single week, and this was a fun one. I'm glad to have these two son of a bitches back, and yeah, fun. It should be an interesting season. Like last year was a bad season, and we had a great year. So. Podcast wise. So, you never know. And I'm just glad to be back. Eagles football is where it's at. There's no sport better than it other than fighting, in my opinion, but it's for another day. And
it's only preseason, guys. Only preseason.
Yeah, it is only preseason, but we'll see. But before we leave, I need Zomp to lead us out with the birds thing.
Ready? Here we go, guys. It's another year. It's gonna be miserable. Oh, it's going to be really good. We'll see what happens. How about those birds, baby? E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
All right, hit the like button and subscribe button, and we are